This is Twit.
Google may launch a platform called Android TV. Now, wait a minute. Verge writer Sean Hollister got his hands on documents and screenshots that reveal Google's plans, and he wrote an exclusive about it over the weekend. Sean, welcome to Tech News Today.
Thank you for having me.
So Google TV has existed for years, and that was based on Android. So how is Android TV different from Google TV?
As far as we can tell, it's still going to be Android under the hood. That's going to be a focus now. There's going to be Android apps and Android games and so on the service. But they're trying to simplify the entire idea. Google TV in 2010 was going to be, a computing platform. You'd be able to access the web. You'd be able to access anything you'd want to from the web in addition to your set-top box kind of stuff. And it was kind of complicated and convoluted. And it ended up irking a lot of the video providers like Hulu, which said, we don't want you to get our shows on that service, which was a bit of a problem at the time. And so it was an abject failure. And now they're saying, we're just going to put content in front of you. It's all about content, magical, seamless accent to your content. We will suggest things for you right away to watch. As soon as you turn the thing on, you'll see things that we think you should watch that you'll like based on your search history and things like that Google collects. It's data collection algorithms.
But this is more than just a dongle, right? This will be actual hardware to compete with the Amazon Fire.
We think so. It definitely looks like a set-top box interface. We would expect it to be on a set-top box. But honestly, Android fits in a pretty small space now. It could be a dongle. It could be an HDMI dongle. It could be something where it's like a Chromecast-style device where it's just that small and fits in the back of your television. It could be something built into TVs. We don't know much about the hardware yet.
Do you think the dongle was maybe a handicap for the Chromecast? Because the Chromecast could do a lot of this stuff as well, but I don't think people understood it. The average consumer was like, what is this?
Yeah, it's really, really hard to explain what the Chromecast is or does or why you want this funky-looking thing hanging out the back of your TV. It's definitely something where people are used to, there's a little hockey puck under my television. They know what a Roku is. They know what that kind of thing is. But the thing is, the Chromecast was actually really simple once you got used to it. I really liked the model there, and it's strange that Google would have two different TV platforms now, the Chromecast and then also this Android TV.
And it's a little weird that they would have two, especially if this turns out to be a dongle. If they have two dongles, I think people are going to be super confused. My guess is it won't be a dongle. It'll be a box. And I'm kind of getting concerned about the Me Too approach of so many companies, including Amazon Fire TV that Natalie mentioned. That had a feature that's similar to one that you described, where they emphasize a sort of algorithmically determined set of recommendations. In the case of Amazon, they are actually starting to load those in advance. So when you see the recommendations, they're so confident in them that you'll click on it and it'll play immediately. It'll start playing immediately. So do you think that this is going to be just another Amazon TV type device? Just like, Burke just brought this in, and we're going to show this because this came in. I think Leo ordered this. This is the Amazon with the remote.
Oh, nice.
Do you think this is going to be just like the Amazon Fire TV? Is there anything in the documents that you saw that would lead you to believe it's anything other than yet another device that's pretty much like the Amazon Fire TV?
I think it is yet another device. It's pretty much like the Amazon Fire TV, but the difference is that it's Google's device. And Amazon, Amazon is a tremendous company, and they've got a tremendous model where, they buy really cheap hardware from them, like the Kindle, like this Fire TV, and you get all your Amazon content on there. But how much content does Amazon have compared to Google, which has this, this giant app store? They have maybe not deals for live television that you can watch on their devices yet, but lots of pre-recorded movies and shows and things like that you can watch on Google. And if they can leverage the connections between all the Google devices that are already out there, all the Android smartphones and the Chrome OS devices to come, they could have something with that. One of the features that we saw touted in the leak that we got was the ability to resume playback of things that you're already watching or that you already started watching on another device. A lot of people have Google smartphones now. Nobody has an nobody has an Amazon smartphone right now that they're going to resume playback from.
But this is all still just app-based watching of content, and what we've been waiting for is the content deals with the channels, with the TV channels that make it less like a pick and choose kind of experience. So, I mean, how many other players can get into this market now? Everyone can, right? Before we were just yawn.
Yeah,
I think. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think the power of Google TV was always the promise that it was easy to sync between all of these services and find the content rather than going to a service and seeing what kind of content they have individually. Maybe Android TV, with more of an emphasis on that search capability, makes that a better thing, right? If the thing is that you know you want to watch this movie, but you don't know where it is, using Android TV, if they do it properly, that could be a very powerful thing, even if they don't have the syncing of, you know, live TV and the content that's on live TV into the service. They don't have the deals to do that. Still could be pretty interesting. But I also feel like a big part of this is just the fact that Google TV, by and large, without a doubt, failed. And as a marketing camp, you know, as kind of a marketing push in a different direction, marketing it as Android TV, whereas Android, you know, if they continue down the route where some of these things are Google and some of them are Android and some of them are Chromecast, it gets very confusing for the average consumer. Making it Android TV, Android at this point does have a good kind of marketing muscle behind it, and people recognize that now. So maybe that is an important way for them to recast what they're doing in the living room.
And all these things that we think that we want too, these sort of apps and live TVs and breaking news and all that stuff. TiVo does that, you know, but you still have to pay your cable provider for it. And TiVo can search live as well as whatever kind of online app-based TV you have as well.
We've been waiting for people to crack live TV for a long time. Yeah. You know, get your live television through the internet, through your set-top box. Nobody's done that yet. Nobody's managed to make the deals work. But Jason's right, too, in that nobody's really cracked this complete universal search. You just look for something, you know, you just search for something you want to watch, and it pulls it up wherever it is. Google's promised it in the past. Microsoft has promised it in the past. Lots of places have promised it in the past. But that also requires these deals on some level where you don't alienate Hulu such that they say, we don't want you, you know, searching our content. And it seems pretty clear that Amazon has gotten that far, at least with companies like Hulu. If Google can do that too, if Google can do that better, that's still a thing people want. And if it's in a really inexpensive set-top box, something that's just an impulse buy, people say, you know, I'll just get this really cheap Google device and put it under my television this Christmas. That's something where they can still get a foot in the door, even if they don't have the whole solution yet.